Please hold on.
I've been coming to Death Valley for over 25 years. First, as just a visitor, when even in the peak season of February, the park was mostly empty of people. In the last few years, I've come here as a photographer. The park is a little different now. A lot more sightseers and RVs. But like most national parks, if you're prepared to walk, you can escape most of the people. I also see the park differently now too. I look for tones and textures in the landscape. I look for light and compositions that are pleasing to the eye, and I look up a lot more. Death Valley is a challenging place to photograph. I want to capture the vastness, the quietude, the detail in the land. I want to capture the sky and the clouds, because the weather here is what makes this a special place. On this trip, I will be visiting some of my favorite locations. I hope to take better photographs and to work on some of the mistakes I've made in the past. Coming back to the same locations can be a good gauge as to whether you've improved as a photographer. As I venture out into the mudflats, I hope you enjoy part 1 of my Death Valley trip 2020.
Hey, what's up everybody? It's been a long day. And as you might have guessed, I'm in Death Valley for a whole week. So very excited about that. But it's been a long day. I was up at 2:30 this morning to get on a flight from Seattle into Vegas, and then drove here to Death Valley. And I'm out for my first shot of the day, and it's going to be a sunset shot of the mud cracks, which I've tried to photograph a few times before. Never really had anything that I've been particularly happy with, so I'm back again. Hopefully try and learn from my mistakes. And we have some potential in the sky today. I'll just show you here. There's a lot of cloud up there. So I'm hopeful to find something. I've got a couple hours to scout around and have a look. I'm going to try my best to make sense. I'm really tired, but I want to make the most of these conditions, because every time I've been here, it's been nothing but blue skies, and I think for some of the photography here, you need to have something happening in the sky, and I've never had those conditions. So the mud crack shots I've taken before have been technically quite good, I think, but just lacking in a bit of drama. So hopefully we'll get something today, but like I said, I'm kind of rambling on because I'm so tired. Well, I found a really good spot where I'm going to set up and see what I can find. But a funny thing happened. There's this other photographer down here, and he comes up to me and he said, "You've got a YouTube channel." That's it. I'm done. My work is done here. So that's awesome. I've got 270 followers, and I happen to bump into one of them. Fantastic. That's great. So that's it. All right, I can retire. Done. You know, imagine those guys who have like 200,000 followers. They must see people all the time stopping them. And anyway, his name is Rajesh, and that's great. I'm gonna I'm going to keep in touch with him. So he's super nice, and he's out here because trying to get one of the mud crack shots like me. So anyway, that was great. So I've got a good spot. I wanted to show you what I'm going to do here. It's I'm going to try not make some of the mistakes I've made before. I'm going to take a couple with shooting sort of into the sun, so I can get some nice, actually shooting, I'm going to take some with some nice side light, but what I really want is I want to wait until the sun gets below the horizon and there's enough cloud in the sky. We might get some really nice soft light an hour or so, or 45 minutes so after sunset. So I'm really hopeful then to get the shot that I sort of have in my mind. I've tried these ones before with the shadows and they haven't worked very well. So a couple of things that I've learnt from previous visits here is you got to get the tripod at the right height. If you're too low, you don't see the cracks in as sort of going off into the distance. They sort of blur into one, not too far away from the camera. Anything too high, you don't get the sky. So getting the tripod at the right height is something I'm going to take a lot of care with. So I've got my tripod about 2.5 feet off the ground, which to me I feel like is about the optimal height. You get enough of the sky in the shot, so you're not too high, excuse me, but you're high enough that you can see the mud cracks sort of going off into the distance. And you actually don't need a lot of mud cracks really. I've got my 24-70 lens on, and the cracks only probably extend about 25 feet. But with that lens on and being relatively low to the ground, it looks like they just go right off into the horizon, which is exactly what I want. So I think I've settled on the composition for my sunset shot, and we're shooting this way, and I found a nice pattern in the mud cracks, with the lines are sort of leading towards the mountains, and there's some clouds up there, and I'm just really hoping they stick around for another 45 minutes and catch some of the sunlight, because it will look really great if it does. So crossing fingers. So I'm at 1/60th of a second f11, and I'm gonna focus stack, and the shot's nice right now, so I'm going to take one here and then wait for hopefully for the clouds to catch. We've got some beautiful light on the mountains back there, and I've got a 0.6 soft grad just to help balance the shot, to bring down the highlights in the clouds just a little bit, so there's a bit more definition. But it looks great, and got some company. There's a few of us out here, but great stuff. Really having a good time. Well, that was just absolutely incredible. I don't know, I'm in shock. The sky is still kicking off, and that's one of the best sunsets I've ever seen. It was 180 degrees of just golden magic, and it's still going. It's still going. It was just phenomenal. I didn't really film much because I was just taking photos and I'm shocked. Fantastic. Hopefully my images will do it justice, but there's a few of us down here, as you can see, and we're all just shaking our heads. That was just insane. Wow, what a great start to the trip. Must have one image, must have one. Please. Well, I've got to my campsite and just thought I'd give you a quick update before I sign this video off for tonight. That was incredible. That's the sunset was one of the best I've ever seen, I think, and it was 180 degrees of just reds and oranges and pinks, unbelievable. And there was a few of us down there, and we were all just like looking at each other thinking, this is insane. And I don't know if my photos came out. I hope so. I bloody hope so, because you don't get days like that very often. And sorry I didn't videotape much of it. It was just too insane. I even, in my excitement, I tried to get a pano, but my camera wasn't, even the tripod wasn't even close to being level, so that won't come out. But anyway, it was a pretty special time down there. So I found a nice cheap campsite, free. So boondocking, and you just pull up, and there's these slabs in Death Valley, and you just pull up anywhere you like, and it's perfect for me because I'm pretty self-sufficient here. And I'll show you my sleeping quarters for tonight. There we go. So I'm getting up early tomorrow morning, probably about 3 a.m. and I'm meeting Rajesh for a shoot tomorrow. We're gonna shoot together, which will be great. He's the guy I met down at the mud cracks, and we're going to be down at the sand dunes for sunrise. So really looking forward to that. That should be great. And so I'm going to sign off, make some tea, and then go to bed. It's been a long day. I've been up for about 18 hours already. So all right. Anyway, thanks very much for watching this video. Leave a comment, subscribe if you like this kind of stuff, and see you on the next one tomorrow morning.